Hi everybody, it's Laura. Welcome back. Turn my light on. Try to make this quick. As you can see, we're going to be using quite a bit of stuff here from January Bargain Bead Box, and I'm trying to do this with my camera in front of me on my big tripod, and it's a whole issue with getting used to it. And of course, there's a little bit of a shadow. I have my light on, but it's not getting rid of the shadow. So this is probably not going to work as good as I'd like. It is a simple beading tutorial, and we're going to use all Bargain Bead Box. The only thing I don't think is Bargain Bead Box is my crimp tools, or my crimp tubes. The rest of it is all Bargain Bead Box, and the majority of that is from the January box. This is something I just purchased off the sister site, and the Wire Guardians are from the sister site, and this is also something I purchased off the sister site. So everything else is from the January bead box. We are using the SODALIGHT pendant. Isn't that absolutely amazing? After I looked at it a couple times, it looks more like the waves, and this is like the foam part of the waves as they're crashing. Isn't that beautiful? This is a heavy pendant. I didn't want it to be on jump rings just dangling off the wire. The beading wire even is from Bargain Bead Box. So we're gonna get at it. I have the 4mm spacer beads. I have the 4mm crystal faceted bicone beads. I have the gold stone beads. I have the Saturn rings. I have the SODALIGHT. Which planet were they supposed to represent? Let me grab the little baggie. The gold stone is supposed to represent the outer space. The Saturn ones, I just kind of tossed the bags as I took stuff out. And now I'm not finding the bag for that. Okay, well, I know everybody's been putting out their videos. So anyways, there's the blue SODALIGHT. It is so beautiful. I love it. So let's just get to stringing this. It is so easy. I am simply going to start with one end, and I'm going to go ahead and put on a crimp tube. I should have already gotten these out. Then put on a Wire Guardian. Get that out of my way. And I'm going to let my crimp tube kind of get out of my way a little bit. Pull out my crimp tube drop down. I'm going to put on my Wire Guardian, take my wire, put it down through the other side. And I'm fastening my chain on with jump rings. This way I can take my chain on and off as I need to, and the same with this. This is actually going to be in the front for easy access. I have a lot of elderly women that look at my jewelry, and if you have any kind of problems reaching behind yourself, it just makes it so much nicer. We're going to bring my jump ring, or my crimp tube, and we're going to squeeze this down with my fingers, pull the crimp tube up to that. I don't think I grabbed my crimp pliers. I did not. I'm going to make sure that my wires are not crossed. Pull this up and make sure that this is all the way down in that groove. I'm going to lay my crimp tube in the far end of that last groove, and I'm going to press down. Oops. Now I'll press down all the way. Hopefully you'll make a nice good crimp. Find out here in a second. I don't think it did. And then I'm going to crimp side to side. Turn it 90 degrees. Crimp it side to side. And see what happens. Give it a pull. Nothing's moving. So we've got a good crimp. I'm just going to start with one end. Oh my gosh. I'm going to start with one end and just work my way all the way across. Just to make sure that you saw me crib, I'll make sure I do it again. So I'm just going to pick up my beads and start beading. I am going to keep this a pattern. So I'm putting on one of the gold 4mm, one of these, and I'm using a dark one on the upper end, and then a lighter one. Oops, I forgot my gold bead between them. And I'm just going to keep this pattern like this with a gold bead between, so that I start out with a pattern like that. And then I'm going to go to these beautiful gold stone. I hope that my camera is picking that flash up. And then again, another gold spacer. Oops, I missed the, I may have thought I was putting it through the hole and not. Like that. Another gold stone. Gold spacer. Find my little hole. And this is what I have so far. And I'm going to go ahead and let them drop all the way down to the end. I definitely don't like the way this works with it being right in front of my face. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start putting these little 4mm blue iris bicones on. And here is where we're going to add our Saturn ring bead rings. We're going to stick our wire in there. I'm just going to kind of line up my hole in my bead. And once you get that lined up, you should be able to just get it to go all the way through. If not, back it up and work at it till you do. Just like that. And that spins and looks so nice in there. Bring it down. Look at how nice that looks. I like that. So we're just going to continue to bead. I'm just going to go ahead and use my wire to pick the rest up. I don't know if Bargain Bead Box still has the wire or not. If you are unfamiliar with Bargain Bead Box, and I keep forgetting to promote it, it's a monthly beading subscription. This month's box was phenomenal. $104 value. It is $23 a month, shipped directly to your door, and each month is different. This month was mostly gemstones, and as you can see, I put my bail on because I will be using a jump ring there. Like I said, this month was absolutely phenomenal. And once you join Bargain Bead Box, you get a 30% off coupon that you can use over and over every month, all month long. Each month it changes. And you use that in their sister store. And their prices are already drastically reduced. So getting even more off is just an amazing deal. So I do have a coupon code. It's Dragonfly2. You can use that at checkout when you go to subscribe, and it'll save you $2 off your first month subscription. So let's see if I can get this lined up. Oh, there it is. I was looking for the hole. Let me try to get them a little closer. Now each bead, because they are gemstones, can be a little different sized. That one went on real easy. There we go. Let's finish beading this. I want to make sure I'm still recording. Get that on. My goal was to do 2 videos or 3 videos today. I may just only do 2 and get these up, and then after I get these up, maybe do a 3rd later, because my phone's not fully charged and all that. So, and I'm really not liking having this right in front of me. So I have all of that strung. Oh gosh, I love that just by itself. I may do a necklace just with the beads. It is so classy. So let's go ahead, and if you're worried about, looks like you wasted a lot, I use this extra in earrings, bracelets, you name it, I use it. Nothing goes to waste. So we're going to go ahead, put on our yeah, my words are not coming. My crimp tube, I want to make sure that all of my beads are matching. Make sure I have the pattern correct. That matches, that matches. Those are 2 of those, and gold and blue, and blue, gold, blue, blue. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to get my, I am going to take and cut off all this extra. So we don't need quite that much. I'm going to cut off about like to there. And that will probably go as part of, you name it. I use all my extra pieces in so many different projects. So we're going to go ahead, put my crimp tube on, put my wire through my wire guardian, put this right down through, and put this wire down into some beads. I have got such a migraine. I know a lot of people that I know have been having a lot of problems with the stomach bug and migraines, and what a way to start the year. My wires crossed. Having a hard time getting it to go any farther than there, so that's fine. If it only wants to go through 2 beads. And I could tell if I have my wire across because it doesn't want to pull. You can see that I have it on the wrong side here, so I'll pull it back to this side. And it still doesn't want to pull. Why do you want to twist when I want to twist you? Oh my goodness. So much for a fast, easy video. There we go. I'm going to squeeze my wire guardian in so he doesn't look so big. I'm going to pull this down. Now I want this to be very fluid, so I don't want this to be too tight. I'm going to hold this wire here. I'm going to hold this comfortably in my hand. And I'm going to take my crimp pliers, lay that crimp down in that gully, squeeze down, turn this 90 degrees, crimp sideways. Yeah, I lost a little bit of my tension, but it's a nice clean crimp, so hopefully, it didn't hold. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I was able to fix that. It is a little loose, but I do want to put bead caps over that because this is a nicer necklace, and I don't like the way crimp beads look, you know, once they're folded over the crimp tubes. So let's go ahead and put a jump ring there. Whoops, I'm sorry guys. I want the smallest one I can go with, just so it looks, I don't know, it's a pretty wide. So let's go with this one. Let's get that out of the way. Now I want these. Get them out of the way. We're done with them. Make sure I'm still filming. And we're just going to go ahead, put the thickest part on. Put our pendant on. Make sure that is on there very good. There we go. So there is that. Looks like that. I'm going to get smaller jump rings. Well, I don't know. This is, yeah, I think a smaller jump ring will work. So let's get some small jump rings out. I do have a bigger one though, because I think I'm going to need a bigger one for that. Let's go ahead and put a bigger one. Just because I'm afraid that he's going to need a bigger jump ring there. So I am using a magnetic clasp in the front. It is a very strong clasp. It should not come undone. So there's that. Now the length of chain depends on how long I want this to be. Hold it up to myself. And then find my chain. And let's see where this, how much I need. So we're going to cut, it looks like we're cutting about 16 inches off. So this is going to be about a 22-inch necklace, which is going to give it a nice size. It's going to come down on the chest. So in the winter, it's going to look good with a sweater or with, you know, a turtleneck. In the summer, it's going to look nice with, you know, a blouse or a, what's the word? Tank top. So again, this is the chain that came in the bargain bead box. We're just going to go ahead and put that on also. Make sure I'm still filming. I was going to also make a bracelet today, but I think the bracelet will wait. Make sure I have this closed good because this is a fine chain. That looks good. Come over here. Yes, so Bargain Bead Box is one of the best subscription services for the cost. And you get everything from bindings to your items, you know, beads, and you know, and they're pretty much designed so right out of the box you can start making stuff with simple tools. You know, you don't have to have, you know, expensive tools. That jump ring just did not work out well. I want to be able to sell this. I don't want it to look like junk. So I will not use a jump ring that does not close well. I had a lady when I was set up back in December. I caught her scoffing because I don't get my stuff from subscription services. I'm like, whoa. Well, you know what? I get gemstones and beautiful beads. And, you know what? That is the second one in a row that was crappy. Let's find one that looks like it's already closed decent. Oops. Now they're all wanting to come out at me. These ones from Walmart, you really have to be careful with. See how they're not really closed good as it is? They like to not go shut well. And with wanting to sell this, I want it to have a good closure and to look good. So if it takes me 3 or 4 jump rings, it takes me 3 or 4 jump rings. So that sounded like it's going to close good, and it did. So there we go. I love how this piece turned out. Of course, we have a magnetic clasp. It's going to want to, you know, come around on itself. I do need to put bead cap covers on it. Of course, I'm not sure where they are because I've put everything away and I have to hunt for them. So when you see the picture of this, you will see that the bead cap covers are on it. Let me get this straight in the picture. That the bead cap covers will be on it when you see the picture in the thumbnail. And of course, you know, it's going to kind of, I have to wrap this so that it doesn't magnetize everything. You just wrap it with tissue paper, and then that stops it from sticking to everything. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with me. I love y'all. I'll talk to all of you guys down in the comments. Bye, everybody.